Hello and welcome to another update video about ETH. Yeah, Ethereum is hovering above support. It's a very important support. The market has been slow today, but Ether has not been able to rally out of the support area yet. It's not a problem that it's slow. I did mention that in the Bitcoin video. After a breakout, we want the market to build a new base, to hold support, to build support levels. Ether, however, still much weaker than Bitcoin, okay? Still much weaker than Bitcoin. Anybody who's already panicking that Bitcoin is running away, Ether hasn't done that yet, okay? Ether is still at a fairly low price and hasn't actually really broken out of any range yet. Yeah, it's pushing, but it's still very, very early. With this micro count, I still have the problem. I mentioned that in my first video today, that this move here looks very corrective. So I will absolutely, I see it as high risk that we break down here a little bit. Not completely, not going bearish anyway, but that we go a little lower maybe here into this support actually. Because this just looks so much like an A, B, C structure with a C wave still to come. But I want to see that first because it's also possible that we're just holding this support. It was a breakout point. We've come down to retest. We're holding the 50% FIB level. And to be honest, as long as we're holding support, we're holding it. But for me, the main support is at 1659, 1660. So that's the message and the level that I gave you in previous videos. That's the key level. Micro support for this microstructure is 1755. And it is not only that, it's just that previous structural support level here as well. I find it highly relevant. But just be aware that just below that level, it's not bearish. We might just retest this trend line here that had quite a few touch points on the way up before the price extended away from it. Pullbacks to trend lines can be traded. It's a possible trade setup. Not necessarily an Elliott Wave trade setup, but it is just one way of entering a position. A pullback to a trend line in an uptrend is definitely a possible setup. But yeah, we're just still waiting here for a decision of the market if it wants to extend higher more directly. And bear in mind that this is still here the expectation in the white wave count. For me, the main scenario is that Ether has bottomed, okay? That we've had a low and we made a low, basically a lasting low here on the 12th of October. We're now moving higher. It's still a very fragile structure. It can easily still break down. Therefore, we are tracking bullish support, okay? So we haven't got a confirmed low. I assume it at the moment, but it's not like I can fully confirm it. I can't do that without having 5 waves up and 3 waves down. That's very important to understand. But there isn't much more to add here. What I would like to do, I would like to show you the ETH daily chart. Very important. Daily chart, just to understand the next targets and resistances basically. Because looking at this, Ether is still in this descending price channel. A break above it at around $1,910 is needed to really push higher and break out of this current range. We haven't done that yet. After that, we should get a wave 2 pullback and a third of a third wave rally and so on. And we should then continue to move towards $3,000 to $4,000. So that means that sort of the area around 1900, maybe a little higher, depending on when we hit the trend line there, that this is a key level. It's the next resistance. And then we've got a swing high at 2025. Here, these two actually. Resistance, local resistance, and then at 2150. There isn't much more to add, really. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.